Hey everybody. So in this video I'm just going to be talking about the story behind an original song I wrote called Jack the Knife. And it's a favorite of mine, mainly because it's a lot of fun to play. And I enjoy playing it a lot. And even when I do open mics, I know it seems a little repetitive because I always play that song, but that's probably one of my favorites of mine. And well, to start off with the chords, there are only two chords, which is a E minor 11 and an F sharp minor 11. And just being a huge jazz fan, I'm sure if any of you jazz fans out there, I was listening to John Coltrane's My Favorite Things. And then in My Favorite Things, there's a part in there where he uses those chords, those same chords. And this is it. And then they go into the song. So I really like that. I like that sound. I thought those are some really beautiful chords, and I was always wondering what could I do with that. So I'm also a huge punk rock fan. I've been into punk rock since I was 13 years old, 13 or 14. And I thought, why not take the jazz and punk and intertwine them together? Kind of make like a little musical hybrid there. So I did that. I took those same chords from John Coltrane, from My Favorite Things, and then I just made it into a punk beat and did it on the keyboard. And I thought, what a unique idea to write a punk song on the keyboard. And usually with punk songs or with punk rock, if you hear anyone playing a keyboard on there, it's usually a synthesizer or maybe just a synthesizer. You never really hear an electric piano or an organ in punk rock. It's usually just guitars, bass, drums, and that's about it. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. And I took those same chords, put a punk beat to it, and then this is what came out.
It's late at night and streets are dark with despair. They're dark with despair. London streets are filled with fear. There's such a killer, and he's on the run. He gets his thrill from every kill he's ever done. He doesn't care who he does. Police are trying hard to find out every clue here, but there's just nothing they can do. And they call him Jack the Knife, Jack the Knife.
So yeah, that's basically how that happened. And then for just the theme behind the song, I wanted to make it kind of horror, like a horror punk song, like the Misfits. And if you Misfits fans out there would understand. But I wanted to write something kind of like that, kind of gothic horror. And I decided to write about Jack the Ripper. And Jack the Ripper was serial killer, I believe in the 18th or 19th century. I don't know if you could correct me on that. And apparently he was accused of killing 5 women. And I don't want to go into detail of what exactly he did, but that's the main story behind that. So I wanted to write something like that, but not glorify it, not condone it, but kind of just talk about what happened, kind of like a news reporter. And then towards the end, it's not recorded in the song, but when I play it live, I sing, "How could you sleep at night, Jack the Knife?" And I repeat that over and over until I finish off. So I just want to let people know that with this song, I'm not condoning it, I'm not glorifying Jack the Ripper. I just decided I wanted to write a song about it. And plus also Judas Priest, one of my favorite metal bands, kind of inspired me to write something of the same topic. But their song was The Ripper. I don't know if any of you Judas Priest fans out there. So I wanted to do the same thing, but make it my own style. So I took the jazz and the punk rock, combined them together, and that's what came out. And another inspiration for this song was I know I mentioned before the Misfits. So they were an inspiration for it, lyrically. But musically, they were also an inspiration because I'd listened to their old EP, which is only 2 songs. And in the EP, there's no guitar. The only guitar is the bass. Jerry only plays. And Glenn Danzig, the singer, he's playing an electric piano on both songs. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool. It sounds like a punk rock Doors. And I decided to do the same thing, to make it like a punk rock Doors, but just my own song. And then that's why I use the electric piano with it. It sounds kind of cheesy and a little video game-ish, but that's why I wanted to use the electric piano, was to kind of get the same vibe like the Doors and very early Misfits. And also with, dark lyrics, about just murder and mayhem and blood and guts and stuff like that. And that's basically the whole song. And then with the solo of the song was inspired by the Doors. And it was of course Light My Fire and a little bit of LA Woman. So I wanted to try something like that for the solo. The recorded version of it, it's not like how I'm playing it here or in my videos that I've made of me playing it. It's different. I do use an electric piano on it, but it's not a very good sound. It was from an old keyboard I have. This is a new one that I got. It's 76 keys. The other one I had was 61, and the effects on there I didn't really like too much. They were I didn't like the sound of them, but I only used whatever I had at the time, just to get the idea out.